Okay, and it seems that we are live. Hello, welcome. Uh, we are today, uh, well, playing Cyberpunk is Dead, which is a cyberpunk game uh, about faceless corporate goons. We are playing the bad guys that in normal cyberpunk games get slaughtered by the player characters. The game will touch political subjects. It has a strong critical edge to it through fiction, and thus some viewer discretion is advised. Um, well, I think without further ado, I'm Petri. I will be running the game today, and let's go through some introductions. Hiya.
Hey, I'm Taya. I live here, by the way, with cats, and they will cause havoc at some point. I am playing Void 17.
Wonderful. Evi.
Hello, everyone. My name is Evi. When I'm not streaming with these wonderful people, I do narrative design on video games, and you can find me on the internet under nickname SILLIET, mostly on Twitter. And today I will be playing Agent 8.
Okay, and then Chris.
Hello, everyone. My name's Chris, and when I'm not playing or running games, I occasionally make some of my own or make some supplements, additional materials for RPGs. And me at FO Inspiration. It's inspiration. It's short. FO Inspiration. Happy to be here.
Wonderful. Without further ado, let's start actually playing. We have a limited time schedule, so let's try to be a bit quick in our steps. So we are playing a group of operatives for the Murha Corporation. Murha used to be an axe and knife manufacturer from Finland, but like so many other corporations, they expanded over the years, and at the moment they are a telecommunications giant. And well, amongst other things, as many cyberpunk corporations do, Murha also has their claws in pretty much every other industry, and as such, they occasionally hire some security people like yourselves to handle delicate situations. The game is set in like all cyberpunk games. It's set in a city called Night City. It's a city that doesn't exist yet. It was built on a higher ground some few decades earlier, and now it's wonderful beachside property. It's night, and the group has traveled in a unmarked black van to one very nondescript alley. This is to be the scene of an exchange. One of the fixers or higher-ups of Murha has made some deals with mercenaries through an application called Mr. Johnson that allows hiring of mercenaries for various jobs. And he, like any good corporate executive, is planning on betraying the people who he has hired, so you three are here to protect him when he does that. The mercenaries hired from the pool of Mr. Johnson application users are arriving here in about 30 minutes. It's a nondescript alley. There's a bigger road ahead, but here it's nice and quiet. Obvious exits are the ends of the alley, and then there are a couple of buildings. I guess the idea would be to set up in a way that would be beneficial to you and hindering to these application mercenaries. Does anyone have any ideas on how do you want to deploy?
Are there any fire escape stairs anywhere?
Probably. It's lodged between a bit older house, one made out of stonework, and brand new glass and steel kind of structures.
Okay. I'll be hiding or crouching on one of those, so I can be ready if something goes wrong.
Yeah. So you're somewhere nearby by hiding. One of the things that might be useful is to find out who you are against. Does someone want to try and do that? Who would be? So Agent 8.
I think Agent 8 could do that. Are we in contact with our client? Has
Yes.
he given us any requests on the matter?
Yes. He
Here,
is,
actually, right
yeah,
now.
he's with you right now. He's this wide-eyed older gentleman. Looks a bit unhinged to you, but he's a corporate higher up, so that's quite what one can expect. Yeah.
Do we have any? Do we know his name? Does he go by a code?
He's actually called Mr. Johnson. He's Andrea Johnson.
Right. Okay.
It's a nice coincidence.
Mr. Johnson, right?
Yeah, he's Mr. Johnson.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would ask Mr. Johnson at this point. Do we have any instructions for engagement?
Sure, of course. They will be here, and I will speak to them, and they will probably. Well, I've hired them to get this piece of technology. You don't have to worry about what it is, but I'm going to take it from them, and I'm not going to pay them. And I want you to make sure that I stay safe.
Right.
8.
Sir, can you give us any information about the people you've hired?
Well, I used the application. I set the parameters. I wanted someone who can drive, someone who can hack, someone who can shoot, and then there was a fourth person. Yes.
Can I use the app to look for these same people that he's hired?
Sure. That would be... First of all, you are all in a nice calm mode, so the start of the mission means that everyone is relaxed, which is nice and good. That means that when we want to roll, we are currently rolling at 3d12 and keep the two lowest, which means that you will most likely mess this up because you're not really focused. Does anyone want to help Agent 8 with her his I think you are he.
Is.
Yes. His search for our mystery application users.
I'm sure I can try and help with that.
Okay. Mark 1 stress. For helping. Helping is always stressful. That means you roll 4d12 and keep the ones out of the two lower ones that you like. Let's see, where's my dice roller? So 4d12, and that's a 1, 3, 7, and 11. So it's 1 and 3 which are failures. You don't really find anything unless you want to push it a bit, make this bit more dangerous. Maybe try and hack one of their accounts. There's nothing bad happening that you just check the application, but if you want to try and hack one of their accounts, it might be a bit more risky.
I mean,
I'm not really a hacker, and the information that at least one of them will be dangerous, the shooty one. So let's try to identify them when they arrive and focus on them if something goes wrong.
Yep.
yeah. Does the shooty one seem to be a in your face kind of a dude, madam?
Sorry, you cut out a bit. Can you repeat?
Oh yeah, sorry about that. So does this a sniper type or a in-your-face type of a shooter? Do we know what they are specialized in?
You have no idea unless you want to try. As said, it's well, Agent 8 tried already, but if you want, you can try and do some more detailed investigation on them.
So it's a risk. Should we do it?
I don't think it's worth it. I think it's better if we spend the time just getting in position.
Seems good to me.
Okay. So getting into position.
Hey,
Yep.
I was just gonna say that. Hey, 817, you got this under wraps. I'm gonna go on the roof. Stake the.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna be on the first floor, the stairs, so I can jump out when.
Copy that.
Question to Petri. So, do we have all this stuff that was listed under? So, are we basically loaded with weapons?
You're loaded with weapons and all the other equipment that you need. If you need to mark equipment to get bonuses to your rolls, then it's just that you are expending it in a way that costs the company money, which is
okay.
a different beast altogether. Okay, Specialist 22. Do you want to find a good vantage point to the situation? I assume you do.
Absolutely. Yes.
Yeah. So as said, you're currently nice and relaxed, so you're likely to mess this up. And I don't think anyone can actually help you with this one. So it's a 3d12 roll with no sort of benefits from anything at the moment. So that's a 1, a 12, and a 5. So take the two highest because you're relaxed away. That leaves you with a 1. So you would be failing to find a good vantage point unless you want to add some risk to the roll and roll again, or escalate your own state of being to a more alert state than being just casual and relaxed. And making a new roll. You can also, if you want, if you have the proper cyberware, you can mark that to get a success, basically, if you want to use your cybernetic socket, SmartLink socket, to aid you in this, then you get an automatic success.
Right.
But that's only once per
I could
mission.
actually, at this point, I could actually at this point take a bit of change my state. I think I'm getting sort of a bit anxious. I'm trying to see a good vantage point. It's like it's just not finding it.
Yeah. Let's re-roll that then, with the middle one being the one that you get. So it's it's a 1, a 3, and a 6. The middle one of those being the 3, which is another failure. The alley is too damn narrow. It's just like annoyingly narrow. Since your state was higher, and you failed, then you can either have the action fail and your state goes up to alert, or you can keep trying, but the situation will be actually dangerous. That means that you will be start looking for a vantage point in some position that probably belongs to another corporation or something. That's just stupid.
I would say I'm right on the edge of trying to find a place that would actually be, like you said, stupid, but then check myself and I'm like, I'd rather just super stressed out and annoyed at the situation. So I'm probably going to take that state escalation.
Okay, so you are now alert. Mark that down your character sheet.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you. So, while Specialist 22 is trying to find a vantage point, Void 17 is hiding. Where is Agent 8 going to be in this situation?
I'm going to look for a ground level position. So either there is some kind of like door that I can bust open and hide, maybe some visual on the client. Maybe there's a window, or I have to leave the door a little bit ajar, something like that. So we're covering all kind of like heights of the situation.
Yeah, I don't really see any reason to roll for that. That's just you getting into a nice comfy position. I think the specialist's position was the only one that actually gave you an advantage there. So yeah, a few moments pass while you wait. Mr. Johnson is anxious, like they usually are, in an ill-fitting suit. Like he has a metal briefcase that is not really full of anything, as far as you know. It's supposed to contain the money. He's checking the app, like and says, they're coming. The tracking says that they should be here in a few minutes. Are you people ready? I don't feel safe.
Mr. Johnson, but this is kind of a terrible place for a meet of this nature. I'm not seeing a good place to keep an eye on this situation.
It's a perfectly good place. I've done many transactions here. None have ever gone wrong.
Agent 8 opens the door a little bit to whisper through, like, just keep calm, sir, and they won't.
A couple of minutes pass, and a van drives to the end of the alley, and two figures step out. What can best be described as a pretty boy rocker and well, probably some sort of an actual mercenary. The thing about Mr. Johnson app is that it's basically a gig economy for mercenaries. You set up a job, and then whoever has the direst need for money picks it up, and if they succeed, they get some credits from the application and whatever bonus the employer gives them. Usually, these mercenaries aren't really that qualified, but there's two men walking out. The rocker boy doesn't seem that dangerous, but the other man is very no nonsense, heavily armored. You can see that just from the way he walks, probably augmented in some way, and isn't really hiding the fact that he's packing heat. He has an assault rifle at least. Yeah.
At this point, would I have had a little bit of time to maybe get behind a dumpster or something, just to kind of like my rifle on something, kind of get out of the way, or do they like just arrive?
You're set up the best you can. This is a lousy spot you got on the roof. You're sort of clear, but just like you already know that if you miss the shot, the ricochet can cause all sort of bad things. Yeah.
This is gonna go great. I assume we have some kind of earpiece system, so we can tell them hearing. So Agent 8 tells everyone else. I guess we can all tell who the shooty guy is. So if things go wrong, it's on him first.
Agent, there were supposed to be 4 of them, right? So where's the rest of them?
How many am I seeing?
You
like
are
beyond
seeing them. You instantly can confirm 3 people, because one person is behind the wheel in the van, and then there's the 2. I would actually need a roll to see if you can spot the 4th, and that would be you're alert, so you're more likely to overshoot this than do it in any like reasonable fashion. That's 3d12 unless well, you don't have a good vantage point, so I'm saying 3d12, and I don't. Well, if someone wants to help, they can help. Like you have ears and eyes on the ground at the moment, so if someone wants to take a stress,
Agent 8 can help.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's good.
so mark 1 stress, and that's 4d12, and the 2 highest, and then the better for you is what happens. Okay, now we're talking. It's a 2, a 4, a 7, and a 10. So 2 highest of those are 7 and a 10. A 7 is a success, and 10 is a success with overreaction. You can choose whichever you want. Plain success is better, probably in this case. Yeah. I think that means that you first of all you do a quick playback of when you saw the van doors open. You just like roll the tape back and see that okay, that van is now empty, so the 4th person isn't there, and then when Agent 8 looks around at like network trafficking, network traffic, then it's quite easy to spot that there is like communications coming from actually a bit down the street. There is a park there. Someone is at the park with a laptop probably, and coordinating the whole thing. Yeah, 22.
8. I've got visual confirmation of 3 targets. Do you have the 4th?
Yeah, I'm spotting some traffic. It seems external operator, hacker, working in the not a direct threat unless they can, if there's anything they can commandeer in the area.
Copy
As
that.
you say this, a police drone flies by. It doesn't pay you any
Nothing to see
attention.
here.
Yeah, the police probably won't interfere unless you do some serious harm. Corporation business is corporation business. Police is there to make sure that people stay obedient, not that corporations stay obedient. The two persons approach Mr. Johnson and start some sort of a discussion about what the like terms and conditions are, and everyone pulls out a cell phone and starts making the end, like this is now a mission complete sort of paperwork there. At the moment, the situation is still calm, but you know that it will get very, like, hectic really soon when they find out that they're not getting paid. Does anyone want to do something before this happens?
So they will probably notice that that's happening, that they are being
Yeah.
bamboozled, so to speak. I will answer to change my state into let's see what would be. Yeah, I'll be prepared.
Yep. That's good.
I would probably use my Yoshida Cybernetics Smart Link socket version 8 to maybe aid me in gaining some kind of tactical advantage against the heavy, like the guy with augments. In case something goes down, I'm going to try and against that person.
Okay, that sounds good. Let's have a roll about that. It's you're currently alert, and I'm going to start a clock here. Let's see. These are a way to track how well your mission is going. I'm starting a 6-segment clock that is their offensive capabilities. As long as there are segments still on this clock, they can fight back, and once you've taken all 6 out, then it's goodbye for their offensive capabilities. The other clock I'm starting is a 4-segment clock that is them getting away. or more to the point, them getting away with the item. So you can try and stop either of those with this action. I'm assuming this is trying to stop their offensive capabilities. Okay, so it's a 3d12 roll on like basic level, and you said you were going to use your cyberware. That's you can mark it to turn a failure into a success. So let's use that if it comes to that. Or you can if you succeed, then use it to get another segment of a clock. So that's also good. So it's a 3d12. Does anyone want to help with the assessment of this big heavy threat?
Oh yeah, definitely.
I was
But-
also thinking of using my Zekoshinji 92Z expression reader on the two people in the alley to kind of like detect that microsecond gonna start going wrong to get that tiny bit of advantage. In
Okay,
rushing out and
yeah, I think
But-
it sounds good. Can you take one stress? So we'll use this for 22's roll, and if you need, you can use your cybernetics as an advantage later. So that's 4d12, and you're still alert. So it's the high numbers that are coming to play. Ooh. So 2, 6, 10, 12. Yeah. So that's a success with overreaction. First of all, good news. Someone was helping. So success with overreaction ticks 2 boxes. So or segments out of a clock. So you are actually making quite good progress with that alone. Then there is the fact that you had someone to help. That ticks another box, if I'm not completely wrong. Having advantage, yes. So you get a third box out of that, and if you want to mark your equipment, the cyberware you were using, then you get a nice 4 boxes out of 6 with just that one. But it's an overreaction. It's not just scouting. It's doing something more. I think it. Yeah. Do you have an idea what it looks like when you overreact with this?
I'm thinking, is it some level of maybe taking the safety off, fingers getting a little jittery, or is it something like on the level of actually firing?
I think it's on the level of actually firing in this case. So
I think at this point, yeah, I would probably be spooked by a minor movement, like inoffensive movement from the augmented person, and accidentally kind of
yeah,
fire.
you fire a shot like clean shot. If you want to mark your personal equipment, which is free, you can actually mark that fifth box out of that. So it would be like a good shot that nearly takes him out.
Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah,
let's do that.
Yeah, so
Instincts kick in.
Yeah, instincts kick in, and probably like this is something like Agent 8 giving you like, okay, well I'll tell you when they're acting suspiciously, and you take it as they're acting suspiciously, and yeah, and that pretty much blasts away like 2 out of his 4 arms clean off. He's like underneath the jacket, he's packing like almost fully cybernetic body, and 4 arms, 2 legs, lots of weapons, and you blast the like right side of his torso goes into metal scraps from that blast. But yeah, that puts the clock on 5th, and I think if it isn't clear, the situation is now snafu, and that means that the threat of violence is actualized. So Mr. Johnson is backing away. The rocker boy pulls out nunchucks, and the big guy like takes the 2 hands he has left, pulls out 2 pistols, and starts quickly scanning the surroundings. The van fires up also, that like they're getting ready to leave. Yeah, 17.
All right, this would be probably about and try to slaughter that guy with the guns. So I'll take my Satsujin shot and start murdering, or at least attempt to.
Yeah. So katana blade whistling in the darkness and such. I think you currently have an advantage because the situation is such that he was really shot just a second ago. So that's 4d12. You are prepared, so middle numbers is what we're rolling. Let's see. 1, 2, 4, and 6. So 2 and 4, you would be failing at the moment. If you want to mark your cyberware, then you can turn a failure into success.
Let's do that. Yeah.
Okay. So that actually takes him out since he only had that one segment of the clock left. What does it look like when your katana cuts through metal? He's more of an android than a human these days.
There are sparks flying since, hey, my katana is like, what's the thing what that Wolverine uses? Anyone can chime in now.
Adamantium.
Yeah. So I cut through his neck from behind as I'm jumping. Sparks fly everywhere.
Sounds great. Agent 8.
So as I've been keeping eye on the situation, did the transfer actually take place, or did the firing start before our client got?
Yeah, that's the four segment clock here. The item is somewhere else than with these two. So the big guy drops and the rocker boy is doing some fancy kung fu things with the nunchucks, but I don't see or you don't see any sort of item anywhere. The van is getting ready to leave.
Okay, so then I'll radio everyone else, like, stop the van leaving. We don't have the tech yet, and yeah, so bust out of door and shoot at the. I'm suspecting that the nunchuck guy doesn't even know what he's doing, so I'm just going to shoot at the van to try to take out the wheels.
Wonderful. Your state is relaxed, I think. You're all like.
I'm confident
fine.
this is gonna go well.
Does Specialist 22 want to help?
Yeah, I was going to say, would I understand, like, do I get the sense that, okay, the transaction hasn't happened yet? Would I get, like, the sense that, okay, maybe it's good to let the van lead us to somewhere? Or am I kind of like, would I be too in the moment and just like, I'm going to shoot the door?
Either way, I think you're alert, so either response is fine.
Okay. We radio to Agent 8 that maybe we should let the driver go. We'll follow. Let's put a tracker. The exchange didn't happen. We need to find out.
Or it's in the van.
So I take the shot?
Take the shot.
I go for the driver.
Okay, so let's use this as Agent 8's action, as he was the first to act. So relaxed and first of all, I think you need some stress from the overreaction. One moment. How much was it? Was it 2?
Was there a maximum of stress I can have?
Infinite. It's just like it clears after missions, but you accumulate it during missions, so it's like it goes up and down. Yeah, you don't actually take stress since you were in the clear when you overreacted, so that's nice. But if you want to help with this action, then it's 1 stress for you, 22.
Right.
Okay,
and I absolutely do.
Wonderful. You're the eyes in the sky, so to say. So for the 12, and since you're relaxed, it's lowest two numbers, and that's 3, 4, 10, and 11. You can always mark your cyberware to get a success out of a failure if you want. You haven't already.
I'm gonna do that.
Okay, mark it on the sheet, and that takes it to a success. You managed to clip the van, but it doesn't stop. It clearly slows down. It's not as speedy as it was. It's driving towards the park where the hacker is. What do you do? I'm going to say that you have window for one action, since your unmarked vehicle isn't on the same area as the direction they're going. So one action. What do you do? Yep.
Is it a straight shot down the alley to the park? That would I have like visual contact throughout where the van is going, like all the time, or is it gonna
I'd say that you have to move. You can't get a straight shot from here, but you can sort of move along the side of the alley to the main street, and then in the corner get a shot. So I'd say it's possible.
I would.
It takes your action.
I would probably do that, and I would also, is it possible for me to sort of scout around and see if I can see anyone in the park that looks like the hacker?
I think you have enough information that Agent 8 can pinpoint the hacker to you. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, 8.
Since I don't have the cybernetic legs yet to catch them on foot, I was thinking of using my Kaikohuru diplomacy and dating app to try and find the hacker and maybe slip them a tracker or a virus through some sexy girl that just wants to, get to know them and send them some nice pics.
Sounds good. So, okay. A question actually to Taya, since you're not one of the two options available. Which of the two, shoot or hack? Which action do we take?
I mean, I was thinking of going after the nunchucks. Simple and straight,
Yeah, but you only have one action to stop the van, so or keep the tracking on. So which of the two would you prefer we look at?
I'll go shooting.
Okay, sounds good. So
Violence,
the action we have is trying to align the shot and take the van, the hacker out, or the van out. Which one? The van, I assume.
The van is something that I understand here, so
that's for 22, who is taking the shot. What were you shooting?
Well, I guess it's at this point.
Yeah.
22's choice.
Did we lose you?
Well, yeah, I'm here. So at this point, I would try to still take out the driver, I think.
Okay. So that's the one shot you have. You don't really have an advantage for this. So that's a 3d12 and take the highest, which is of course nice because you sort of need an overreaction to get get this done with one. It's a 4-step clock and you're missing 2. So let's see. Oh yes, a 3, a 10, and a 12. That's an overreaction. So what do you take out instead of the driver? Just the driver.
Oh, I would say. So does this mean that I can also take out the driver, but something else happens?
Yeah, you succeed, but you do it a bit.
Okay, so I accidentally loaded in armor, which means that I penetrate the driver, go through it into the park, and clip a civilian. or possibly worse. I don't know. I see someone go down in the distance in the park.
Wonderful. Yeah, that's an Kalma executive that just got shot in the hand. Kalma is another big corporation that's like one of your competitors, but yeah. So the shot goes through. It just like flies through the van and then ends up somewhere in the park, and that stops the van. Void, you really quickly can end the poor nunchucks guy, who isn't really like he didn't really know what he was doing. He if given time, he would have probably ended himself with those nunchucks. But it's not like too much hassle for you to take them out. The driver slows down after dying, and you Agent 8's probably the closest at that point to the van, so you check the back, and sure enough, there is some sort of technological device there. You have no idea what it does. It looks very much like a prototype, probably created by some other corporation for some other nefarious means or needs, but yeah, it's there. The mission is good. Mr. Johnson is covering behind a trash can, and like when all the racket stops, he is very shocked and like shakes. Did we get it? We're successful.
Yes. Sir, is this looking for?
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. Give it. Oh, yes, this is good. One moment, I'll give those people some poor ratings, and he just like gives them 1-star reviews on the application. Yep, 22.
I'm being pretty straight.
At this point, your I guess both 8 and 17's radios crackle, and we got collateral damage. We gotta evac soon.
Yeah, and as 22 says this, you all see a Medicare chopper, which is basically a heavy army chopper, swooping down on the park, and a group of heavily armed medics picking up the collateral. Response time was in minutes. So
it's someone important.
Yeah. It's someone worth money to someone, so yeah. 17.
Was it,
Probably.
did they witness you? Oh.
Probably someone saw.
Damn.
There's cameras everywhere. It's
No.
it's a question of what do the corps do about it. Yeah, 22.
I say into the radio, can we spin this into being the targets taking shot?
Sure.
We need
I
to plant
think
the
we can doctor the footage that they shot first.
Yeah, that's some nice evening activity for you, 8. So, let's take a look at the procedures after a mission. The mission was a success, which was nice. First of all, I forgot to look if you didn't even have to use any other equipment than your own personal ones, which is nice. No one got any expenses out of that. Using equipment brings expenses. Expenses are something that the company doesn't like. So no one gets an extra stress out of the mission because you use too much equipment. If the mission was a success, the corporation gains 1 profit. The mission was a success, the corporation's profit is now 2. If you have harm or were shut down, no, none of you were. If you have stress, did everyone get stress? Yeah, let's start with 8, who has 2 stress. You can choose one, take a new piece of cyberware, or roll a d12, and if the result is less than your stress, then you take a trauma. So 1 in 12 chance of taking a trauma, or just get a new cyberware to get rid of your worries.
I'll roll the dice.
Okay.
Chances are good.
Chances are indeed good. Where's my dice? So 1d12, and if it's a 1, then no, it's a 4. You don't get any trauma out of the situation. The rest of you only have 1 stress, so you don't need to worry about this. So where is my list? Then clear all stress. So mark down the stress from the character sheets. If you have marked any cyberware or equipment, remove the marks from those. None of you have more than 1 cyberware, so that's not an issue here. You're not falling behind payments of your cyberware because you have too much of that. And the same goes with trauma. You didn't get any trauma, so you don't need to worry about not being able to do this job anymore. And the corporation doesn't have a profit of 10, so that doesn't trigger either. Okay, so the next step in between missions is enjoy a moment of downtime. We are going to be taking a break in a short while, but let's start with some downtime scenes where we actually see who these people are. And probably the first person I'd like to talk is Dylan Torres, also known as Specialist 22, who is, well, who has probably gone home at some point, and you are getting ready for your night shift at the clinic. Let's see. So what does Dylan look like?
So Dylan is he's got brown eyes and brown short hair, kind of a buzz cut. He likes him. He's got this kind of ocular I guess it's the neural socket, but it's kind of visible, as you can see, on his face. And he's kind of I guess outside quiet guy. He seems more like the sort of the bookish type, and he kind of steels himself for these missions when he goes and tries to maybe put on sort of a facade. Toughness.
Yeah, the free clinic is quite quiet today. There's only like a couple of non-urgents, which means that they have surgery that needs to be done, but it's not life-threatening at the moment. When you arrive at the clinic, Terence, the other doc here, waves at you, and he has this kind of a sad, tired look in his eyes. You instantly know that he's lost someone here today. Something's gone wrong at some point, and he's almost trying to smile, but not quite. Hi.
Hey Terry, how's it going? Wait, you been a bad day?
Yeah, the worst. there was another gang shooting, or something. I don't know. Two young people, yeah, and like not clean shots, not something that takes you out. There is a big guy,
Right.
white hair, sort of a slight mustache and beard, a Van Dyke sort of a operation going around his mouth, and it's like, I really don't know if we're actually doing any good here. I can't keep these people alive.
I feel like we're understaffed, and there's no help coming from anywhere. It seems that the bodies are piling up more than we can attend to.
Yeah. Well, the good news is you got a really nice easy night shift coming. He points at the two people waiting. There's an older lady and a younger person. Lots of cyberware on the second one. They just need replacement parts. Nothing fancy.
Right.
Should be easy.
Gotcha. Well, you look like you need a drink.
Yeah, I was just going to ask if it's okay that I take I don't know, couple of hours off, sleep, get something. Yeah.
Yeah, gotta do, man.
Yeah, we have some new parts, some internal organs. I don't know where they came from. I don't want to know. But they seem like good tech, so I guess they're fine.
All right.
You look through those, and I'll come back later.
Yeah. Take it easy.
Yeah. He like slouches off. It's you don't usually Terry is the person that is like, he's the one that keeps you lot like energized, but apparently he has his limits as well. So the first person on the queue is the older lady, and she comes over. Hello there. It's nice to see you again. I heard from Terry that my new lung has arrived.
Yeah. Why don't you just take a seat and we'll get you fixed right up.
Yep. She takes a seat, and as she's doing, like the doors to the clinic slam open, and someone is like dragging what looks like a door in, and on the door there is someone lying, gunshots, probably like some blade marks, explosion marks that you're not sure. Looks like they've been shot to heck, and the person talking to you is like, we got ambushed. I don't know who he is. We used the Mr. Johnson app. We're mercenaries. Can you help us? Can you help us?
Does he look very familiar?
Luckily, no. He's just
Okay,
some other
Okay.
other mercenary. But yeah, there is that eerie feeling of similarity.
I'm guessing this, so I should probably attend to this.
Yeah.
How does this work in this is there some kind of should I check for insurance?
You probably should. You should probably see if they're capable of paying, but I don't really know what sort of an operation you and Terry run. Is it one where you check money or not?
I think we'd probably kind of be keeping the sort of the pro bono stuff on the down low, but yeah, we'd be doing that as well.
In that case, you check for his insurance, and it looks like it's going to cover the very basics. So probably he's going to live if you do okay, but it's, well, he's not going to be playing the piano anymore. Okay, let's take a 5-minute break and come back to see what the others are doing on their downtimes then. So, 5 minutes. And we are back. Hello. The last we saw our heroes, we were going through downtime, and next we are looking at what it looks like for Haley Scott. What does Haley's normal evening looks like when it's starting?
So I come home from my mission this time, and I sigh tiredly, throw my keys to the couch. My home is it's a slob. It's just a small little thing, and it's noisy because it doesn't catch kind of noise from the outside world. I have a small kitchen and a bathroom and a bed, and that's pretty much it. There's not much else there.
Yeah. What does Haley look like?
She has a one-sided pixie cut and buzz cut of dark blue hair. She's pale with a very thin sort of face and other features, yet she has a lot of muscle. So she's been training. Distinct for the fact that she has a lot of piercings and tattoos on her skin. Blue eyes.
Yeah. When you get, like, you slouch on the couch, and the first thing that you feel is the gentle tug of the unit that's inserted in your abdomen, saying that the battery is low. You didn't remember to recharge it last night, so you have to take it out and put it on the electric grid. How big is it? It's sort of like it injects you with mood enhancers and whatnot. Is it bigger than a bread box? Is it like what size it is?
It's around the size of a hard disk. Like a smaller, like not like the old kind, yeah. My age here, but but yeah, I'll take it out from my abdomen.
Yep.
You immediately feel
yeah, you immediately feel the effect of not having it like circulate your blood through it, and like it's probably psychosomatic, but it's still like you feel like night and day now that the system isn't keeping your mood in control. What do you do?
And you can see how my stature, my posture kind of slouches, and I go to the fridge, open it, and look inside, just to see that it's kind of like, okay, oh, there's a light in the fridge, and even that's kind of I'm not sure how long that's going to be on. I guess it's ramen again.
Yeah, do you have a subscription? It's sort of cheaper, but it's like ramen every night sort of a deal.
Yeah, well, I have a ramen subscription, but on a good day, hey, there has to be some protein, right? So,
Yeah,
gotta keep up the guns.
yeah, exactly. Is this one of those good days?
Yeah.
Yeah. You start heating up the ramen and you get a phone call. You instantly see from the ID that it's your mom. It's Jacqueline Scott, your mother.
I answer. Um,
Hey, how are you?
hey. Oh, same old, same old. Busy. Haha.
You instantly recognize the voice she's using. She's going to ask for something. It's that exactly smiling voice that you hear through. Listen, dear. I was thinking that it's been so long that I've managed to get out with the girls, and I was wondering if it was possible to get the legs working for the night. She has cybernetic lower body, but her she doesn't have the subscription for it, so it's basically only when she can pay that she gets to go out. So and since you're the one paying all her bills, it's well, if
Mom,
you
how's the treatments? I mean, is everything okay with that?
yes, everything is fine. You also know that if she one of the reasons that she can't afford a full-time subscription of her legs is the fact that when she goes out she tends to gamble a bit. So
Mom, I mean, the last batch of meds, they kind of emptied everything that I had. And it hasn't been so great lately. I haven't gotten what I'm looking for, and
but you were doing such a good job. I think you should talk to them again and see if you can get a promotion. Mr. Owl has also been wanting to go out, and I think I should take him to a vet. Mr. Owl is cybernetic, artificial owl. He doesn't need a vet. This is clearly your mom asking for money. I think Mr. Owl needs a vet.
I understand that the situation is but seriously, oh man, I'll see what I can do. I might have some, some stuff lying here and there, but I wouldn't be expecting like a full night out this time around. Can you handle it? I know that your life is like it's pretty boring at the moment, but can you handle it for like just like one more month?
I think I can, dear. I think I can. It's just that this is such a... I wish you were here. It was so much easier when we were at the same place. Why did you have to move out?
I know, like, there was no money there, no jobs, and I know. Now I feel really dumb about that too. Can we, like, have this discussion another day? I've had a pretty tough.
Okay, dear. Talk to you soon. See if you could do something. Love you.
Okay, I will. I promise. Love you too.
The phone call ends, and if this was a movie, the camera would zoom out of the window with Haley just sitting there. Then we move to a very different location. Downtown, music is pounding, people are moving. There is this energy of anything can happen in the air, and we see Ramon at the DJ booth playing a set. What does Ramon look like now that you are out of your work clothes?
Ramon is kind of like average height, mixed ethnicity, both from his kind of like Asian backgrounds, and he's got kind of like it is kind of like hard to tell if it's tan or if it's just his skin color, but it's oiled tonight, and he's bald, and he's got these holographic tattoos from his skull to the end of his arms, and they're kind of like, you can tell that they were expensive, but they're starting to glitch out at different places, but he's telling that that's just cool and grunge to everyone. And he's dressed in a really kind of unpractical mix of leather, mesh, and kind of like neon holographic like patterns on top of them. And he's just super hyped up and just trying to get the crowd going.
Yeah, the crowd is buying it. This is one of... You have probably referred to this place as one of the clubs that are going to be great in the next 6 months. But you've used that term for at least 2 years. So yeah, you're getting there. The crowd is loving it. The energy is high. People are losing themselves in the music. It's like everything washes away from like before, and the crowd cheers as you end your set and move backstage. There's a small back room, free drinks, and a cold towel.
Yeah, Ramon immediately like crashes kind of like happily down on the couch from the set. Slaps the towel down on his neck, downs a drink in one, and then opens phone to check his Hypeback app of kind of like financial management, debt repayment, and life coach apps, and just kind of like checking in the payment coming in from the gig, and also having the like, yeah, you're doing so well, only 6 numbers left on that debt, you're doing it, man. It's got a personalized voice that he bought, but he's kind of like thinking like, does he need the personalized messages anymore? But he's still like, at this moment after the gig, it feels good to hear that voice.
Yeah, you're like getting yourself like in that good mindset as there is a knock on the door, and like this place doesn't have a manager. It's the bouncer who it has a manager, but like not for people who do the gigs. The bouncer opens the door, and there's a guy here wants to see you. Says his name.
Who is it?
Ralph Melnick. Now that's a name you haven't heard in a while. Ralph is actually one of your like childhood, almost like childhood friends, not or teenage friends or like early 20s, something like that. You haven't seen him in years. Should I
I'm
let
like,
him?
Ralph! Yes, let him in!
Okay, that the bouncer goes, and a moment later Ralph walks in. Like, he's gotten old. Okay, you knew him as a kid, but now he has this nice trimmed beard, good tan, dark hair, dark eyebrows, those almost black eyes he always has had, but there's wrinkles around them a bit. Like he's gotten old. And he smiles, and the smile is genuine.
Yeah. Before he managed in, I slap off the holographic tattoos because I just don't want him to see them, that they're glitching. And I just kind of like quickly check myself in the mirror. And yeah, when he steps in, Ramon is already up and kind of like, Ralph, man,
Dude.
when has it been?
I've been around. I went to Europe. I went to France. I like I took a diving trip down to the Netherlands, and just like went to see all the places there, and like, oh man, how have you been? I was so sure that when I saw the poster, and it like, what was it, DJ Ratface or whatever, like that was you. And I was
Rat
like,
Race, man, Rat Race.
Rat Race, yeah. DJ Rat Race, that, yeah. And I just like, hey, that's my old friend Ramon. So like, what's up with you? Like, how have you been?
You know me, keeping the hustle going. Never get, life punches you punch back, that kind of stuff for a while. It was sweet. I can't believe it. The tightest shit. I had the best performers, the best drinks, best everything. But yeah, what can happen when you have physical assets. They're always a little bit of a liability in case, some corp decides to blow them up.
Funny you should mention clubs, because, well, he looks around and grabs a drink from like the artist fridge, and like doesn't even seem to like entertain the idea that you should pay for it, and just like, I'm starting a new club. It's one of those virtual ones. It's going to be on Digi 4.0. It's gonna be like totally great. We're going to have some augmented reality stuff going on, so it's half virtual, half real, and like, do you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, I'm totally on board. I've been telling everyone that VR clubs are the thing. Everyone's tired of physical. Physical is dangerous. Physical gets you sweaty and all these kind of like, and not everyone can afford, plants and everything and glands. But digital is where it's at. And all the new kind of like plugins. We're getting rid of the nausea. We're getting rid of the vertigo. We're getting rid of all the old stuff that was wrong with the general stuff. Virtual clubs is where it's at, man. I've been telling everyone, you're right on the money.
Yeah. I knew that if I spoke with you, I could find someone who shares my ambition. This feels so sudden, but do you want in? Do you want?
Of course, man. Of course, man.
Yeah.
Because like
That-
I've got
yeah.
the experience. I've run a club. I know the kind of pain points are. I know those first critical mistakes that you, but I survived them, and I'm ready to, attack the target again.
That's awesome. I have investors, a lot of them, but we sort of need a couple of more. And I was thinking, if you want to come like be a part of it, put some like seed money in, and when we strike big, you of course get it back multiple times.
Of course, man. There's just like a nanosecond, like, yeah, just let me rustle up. I'll get back to you on that, because like, you know how it is with the hustle, like your money's kind of everywhere.
Yeah, and you get back to your app, and we cut to the next mission. The next mission being one where you actually were going, or you were not going to be on this mission. The lot of you. You were heading out to see Abel Mikkola, one of the like supervisors you have. The three of you were in a shared car, getting driven to meet your management, and you get a call mid trip. Of course, all dressed in corporate clothes, and again using your designations instead of your real names, erasing all physical descriptors that could point to who the real person is. Being the faceless goons that you are, you get a call from somewhere higher up than Abel that you are the closest unit in the area, that there has been an incident where someone has hacked their cyberware, which is yeah. Yeah, so a person has hacked their cyberware, doing some unauthorized alterations to it, basically breaking the service contract. And in simple terms, your job is to go and retrieve the cyberware from this person who has breached their service contract. Just go in, get the part, get out. Shouldn't be an issue. The person is semi-public figure. You get the info on the person immediately. It's a social media star. Where is Nico7A7? 20-something kid that has been doing social media performances and like being the voice of the youth, and lately has been moving to a slightly more political direction, but catchy songs, very good melodies, nice 10 to 15 second videos, and so on. So you're in the corporate district, in a next to a very 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 nice high-rise building, and the address shows that this is where you're headed. Does someone want to take the lead? Yeah, Agent 8.
Just to check, which parts are we looking to reclaim for the company?
Vocal cords. So basically the throat area.
I'm sure he can do without it.
Yeah, maybe not so much auto-tuning every word he's saying, but he'll live. So, does anyone want to take point? It's a high-rise building. That means that there is actually security there, and someone maybe needs to do something else than just shoot. Yeah, 8.
Agent 8 can take point as maybe the most sociable person of the team.
Right. So.
In preparation to that, can I check his social media feed and see, are they home? Are they having a party? Are they doing a live?
Yeah, you can check. It doesn't even require a roll. Oh, well, actually, it does require, because at the moment the situation is relaxed, or at least you are relaxed. Specialist 22 is still alert. The state doesn't reset at the start of missions. So that'd be a 3d12 roll. Situation is clear. So let's make a standard roll and see what happens. Oh, so close. It's a 4, 5, and a 12, so that's a 4. That's a failure. You don't get anything from the simple media accounts. If you want to hack, then hack the security feeds of the high-rise, then maybe that would push the situation to standard, which has the potential of a threat.
And I can't use the personal equipment.
You can
turn that failure into the success.
You can use the cybernetic part, your cybernetics, to turn that into a success. Yes, of course.
Do I want to do that at this point? Nah. Yeah, so I'm just going to take the fail, as it doesn't result at this point, right? Yeah. Okay.
Yep. This is just like you check that you check your cell phone basically to see if he's broadcasting live at the moment. He isn't.
I'm gonna just take that, kind of like sharing that with casting at the moment, so we might, avoid the media circus. Confident.
Yep. The van is now parked right outside the entrance.
Know where in which apartment?
Oh, he's in the penthouse.
Do we know which where? Okay, so we basically would know, say a sniper would want to shoot something, they would know which window to shoot.
Yes.
In case we're wrong, which of course they won't. It's gonna be a smooth mission.
Naturally.
Yep. So is there a a clear shot from right next to it? Or?
You actually you have enough experience. These are corporate high rises. You wouldn't get the shot in even if you tried. The windows are.
So this is going to be
Yeah.
It's going to be an up and personal.
Yeah. So a sniper is in a bit of a disadvantage here. It's basically like a foot long steel glass windows, safety glass to the maximum. So even if you got the shot in, it wouldn't make a dent, unless of course you used a rocket launcher or something like that. Yeah. So up close and personal would probably be the easier route. Also, I assume that 8 and 17 don't have any experience extracting cyberware out of people, forcefully.
Yeah, I was about to say, yes, willingly, but
yeah, I think
probably not that situation.
I think Specialist 22 or maybe in this case Dylan is a person who has some idea on how to do cybernetic removal. Yeah, 22.
I would probably, unless like, what's the level of knowledge that the other operatives have about skill set? Not necessarily me as a person, but my skill set. I'd probably share at least the medical training at this point.
Yeah. They probably don't know that, but now they do if you share it. Yeah. So, what's the plan to get in? Yep.
The corp is not going to help us get any kind of like skeleton key access to the building, no?
You can of course try and get skeleton key access to the building. It's a roll.
We're going to try that, yes.
Wonderful. Does someone want to help?
I help.
Okay, mark 1 stress. And let's see, it's a 4d12 roll. Oh, one and a 2. The options are to move your own state up or make this a standard situation. So basically alerting the security of the high rise or getting more alert than just relaxed.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go for prepared now.
Okay, mark that on your sheet, and let's roll again. And it's I think that the 4d12 applies here since you have help. So middle ones are 6 and 11. 6 is a clear success without overreaction. What does it look like when you move from relaxed to prepared, and how do you successfully get the key?
So I use the company app to call up our supervisor, and it seems that he's initially reluctant because I'm confident. I'm just expecting to get the skeleton key access, and then when he's starting to give the kind of like signals that no, that's not happening, kind of Agent 8, you can tell that he's kind of like going into sort of game mode, and he's just kind of like snaps into tension socially. He makes a case that look, we don't want us going in guns blazing. We don't want to draw media attention to this. This kid has following, so I think expense-wise, this would be the smart choice, sir. Slipping that nice, sir, and just making it seem like his idea.
Yeah. You get access to the high rise, and with that you are in. Do you want to go through the front door or through some service entrance?
Front door.
Okay. The front door.
Confidence.
The elevator. Yeah, the elevator straight up. Faceless corporate goons in an elevator. Nice elevator music playing in the background. Fully equipped as always. And there is a ding, and the door opens to a wide penthouse where there has clearly been a party here maybe 2 days ago, and no one has bothered to clean up yet. And there is the sound of the shower running. Yep.
Agent 8 steps out of the elevator and kind of like looks around for a bit and then makes a kind of like clear and loud, Mr. Nico, are you here?
No response, but a moment later the shower stops and there's a... is there someone there?
Yes, we're from the Murha Corporation. I'd like to do some business with.
Okay. What do the others do while 8 is talking?
I would like to secure they're going to ask for any kind of help or escape. So I'm checking the environment that we're in, any kind of exits and entrances.
You don't have to roll for that. I'll give you that one for free. It's a big open area. You basically have a clear view of nearby areas from here. There is a large balcony on the outside, and then there is the front door that you just walked in through that leads to the main elevator, and there is a service elevator in the back. Yeah. 22.
I would probably be preparing medical equipment and some kind of tranquilizer / anesthetic to get this guy out as soon as possible, and
Yep. You are doing that. What's your response, 8? Or there is no response from Nico. So what are you doing?
I'm quietly signaling to 17 to kind of like secure the area and make sure that the target doesn't leave, and then I go towards the sound of where the shower was, and I also kind of like signal trying to leave the medical equipment and follow me.
Yeah. You see a young person with a lot of cyberware, wearing swimming trousers, dashing from the shower area towards probably the elevators where you're coming from. Which one of you catches him?
I guess on point, so we need to keep his fingers for the operation, so tackle mode.
Yep. He's not much of a fight, this one. He instantly goes into some sort of panicky sobbing mode and like tries to explain that he only wanted to change the vocal settings so he could be more real and talk politically, because this damn thing doesn't let him. And then he goes mute. And then he continues a bit after, see, I can't even say. And again, the words don't come out. And I have lyrics in my next song that need me to use. And silence. And I was trying to make it so that I can say these things out loud.
Agent 8 looks like I understand, like he's kind of like nodding and kind of like, I totally understand you, Matt, like not saying that, but kind of like understand, and then kind of like just securing him so that, and kind of like agent specialist 22 like, okay, go get the kit, and kind of like, just keeping him calm, keeping there kind of like, yeah, I understand totally, but like just kind of nodding, yes sir, I understand, yeah, but like just opens, except he's probably got a visor, so
Yeah. 22.
I'd probably say quietly into if I'm sort of around the corner getting the kit into the, just keep them talk about the TOS and so on, and try to sort of get him calmed down. You're doing good. I'll be right there. Try to get him to look out the window or something. Turn him around. I'm gonna sneak up behind and
Okay, that sounds like a roll from 8 trying to keep the kid calm. You are prepared. That's 3d12 at the moment. Do you want to use... No, actually, you use things later. So let's just roll and see. That's 3 fours. Marking 2 equipments will get you to a 6, or then you can make your state alert and let's see if you can do that actually here. Failure standard. You the action fails and your state moves to alert, or you can keep trying, but the situation goes to situation that actually this is clear. This is not standard. There is no threat of violence, so it fails, or you can keep trying.
No threat. Violence has been.
So keep trying, or but the situation changes or your state changes.
Okay. I'm gonna go up a state to alert.
Okay, so you are alert. That's 3D. Is it something 17 you want to interject at this point?
Yeah, I'm. So seems like this situation might escalate. I don't know. There's a possibility for that. I'm actually checking whether there are any kind of cameras around, any kinds that could broadcast this situation anywhere. And if there are any like that, I will destroy them, or at least make sure captured in our full glory.
Yeah, you spot a couple of cameras. None of them are directly aimed at you at the moment, but there are a few. You disable those. If you want to take a stress, I'll make that into an assist for this. If you want to take a stress.
Sure, let's do that. I will.
We're professionals.
Yeah, and now my computer froze, which... Okay, now my computer isn't frozen anymore. Let's see what went down. Whoa, things are looking weird. One moment. Let's see if I'm still broadcasting. I seem to be, but let's see how terrible everything looks like. This is always fun when they're
being hacked.
Yeah, we're getting hacked. Everything seems to be working all right. I think so. Yeah, things are looking the way they're supposed to. That's good. Let's get back to the game. Where were we? That's an assist. Yeah.
Void 17 took out some cameras assist from that.
Yeah. So let's roll the new alert state with 4d12 and keep the 2 highest, and you get to choose which to use. That would be 7 and an 8. A 7 is a clear success. An 8 would be an overreaction, but since you get to choose, I assume the clear success is what you get.
Yes.
Yeah. So the kid actually starts to calm down, which is surprising.
Agent 8 kind of like takes out a calm tone and says, I know it can seem unfair, but the terms of service really stated this, and unfortunately we have to this piece of equipment, but I'm sure you will be able to find another way to get your message out, sir.
Yeah, 22.
And like actually at the same time as this TOS is being read to him, I'm just sort of sneaking up, just kind of casually, the kind of so the kind of dentist, what have you been doing? And then just kind of inject a trank, sedative, some kind of thing that'll take him out into his gluteus maximus. And as he reacts, it's okay. It's okay. I'll take take effect. We'll be done in no time.
And he falls down, and yeah, you start working on him. While you are doing that, 17, you said you were sort of being alert in this situation. You see a very familiar looking helicopter approaching. It's one of Medicare, like it's medics.
So hey guys, I think we will soon have this. So or
And
it seems Medicare is coming. Is there an alert system on this guy or something? I don't know.
oh, damn.
Yeah.
22, can you check if it was his implants that sent the...
Sure. Yeah. Can I do that?
Yeah,
The roll?
You don't even have to roll. You're a
Okay.
trained medic. You spot. Apparently, his system is like his detox system is going a bit over at the moment. The trank is it's fighting the trank, and the trank is quite efficient. So there is like it's causing a signal that something is wrong, which has alerted the Medicare people.
It's triggered his damn detox system. Now Medicare is making a beeline for us, so we gotta be snappy.
How much time do you need to get it out?
Look, I've done a couple of micro laryngoscopies. It's
Give me
kind of the
time,
same.
give me time.
Yeah. I don't know.
You will need to move you
we-
do it in less than 17?
We're probably going to have to do it in transit, at least part of it.
Okay. 17, help me find something where we can wheel him out.
Let's do that. Yeah.
Okay, 17, you have the better.
We're gonna do surgery on the run.
70, you have the better understanding of this place, so I'm making you roll. 8 has been more on human level, and you've been
And
doing...
I am alert at the moment. I that's the stabilizer said just now.
Okay, you check that, and you are now alert. So finding something to move the person with, I'd say, and do you want to help 8?
Yep.
Okay, so mark stress, and we roll with 4d12 and hope for the best. Apparently the dice aren't visible now, but it's 2, 8, 9, 12. So the high numbers are 12 and 9. So you do find it, but you overreact. There's nothing here that's easily usable. The situation is now actually standard because there is the threat of violence from the medics. So the overreaction causes the following. Success with overreaction, the situation becomes snafu, which means that there will be violence. You enact violence somehow in this situation, or someone else does, and you get +2 stress from it. So how do you, when asked to get some way to move the victim, how do you mess it up in a spectacular way that you still get a way to move the victim, but it's, yeah, what do you do?
Cargo elevator alongside an elevator. So we probably suspect that the the medics are going to use the main elevator, right? Because they're
Yeah.
coming down with the helicopter.
Yep.
Okay, I'll manage to. I'll go check. Yeah, I'll go down. Like I prepare the thing that we're carrying this guy with. Go with the elevator just to check whether there's a clear route for us, and manage to somehow meet a civilian, and I damage them somehow.
Yeah.
I'm really trying to stretch my imagination.
I have an idea.
Okay.
I have an idea. A cleaner, with one of those big carts
Yeah.
where they do laundry. So you basically,
Oh, yeah,
yank
that's a
the
good
laundry cart for use and use a little bit excessive force in the process.
Yeah, it happens sometimes.
Yeah. Wonderful. The overreaction is from my point of view, a rival corp antagonized. Basically, you just steal from a rival corporation cart and toss one of their employees down a staircase or something equally horrible. And come back with a cleaning cart. So you have a mobile operating table. The situation is at the moment snafu. The medics are coming and they are heavily armed. They are carrying heavy weaponry and they're coming for you. 22.
At this point, I've opened up the larynx. I'm getting sort of a sense of how long it's going to take. I can get the module out. I can get the implant out right as maybe right in time. But we're gonna have to leave this guy for the medics. He might not make it. I don't know. I don't have time to patch him back up.
And the medics take care of that now. Get the boy on the cart and be prepared to do this in the elevator.
Okay. Where did you get this?
Don't ask questions.
Okay.
I'm pointing at 17.
The dude.
Okay, let's do this.
Like not answering anything.
I'll get the arms. You get the.
Yep. You toss the poor boy on the cart and start operating or finish moving on the fly. I'd like to get this is a snafu situation. The medics are breathing down your neck. So you're still alert. And I'd say that the cart is form of helping, so you have an advantage in that situation, that the situation has been set up so you can do this. So it's 4d12, and that is 1, 10, 12. So that's a success with an overreaction. I think what you were saying, like this is very much what happens. You're able to get the voice box out, but it's not very pretty or anything remotely safe for the patient. Or yeah, go ahead.
Okay, we got it out. We've got hemorrhaging. This is gonna go.
Yeah, 8.
Can I assume that we're already in an elevator, one of the elevators on the way down? Yeah, okay. So I tell 22 to do emergency and kind of like, where are we? Like, how far from ground floor?
How far do you want us to be?
As little as possible. So maybe the patch is literally a patch.
I think I can glue it.
Yeah, and then, but kind of like I'm telling 22, we're leaving him as soon as the doors open. The medics are going to prioritize him.
Copy that.
We're going to prioritize getting out.
Yeah. You rush out the door when the doors open, and there's like the security is in high alert. There's been like an assault on an employee, and you rush out, I'd like to get an idea how you're getting through this armed cavalcade of high-rise building security. What are you doing? Anyone can be the person to take point, but I want someone to do something.
I mean, I would say that we have our social agent here, and if nothing else helps, then hack and slash.
I think we're past the social point.
Hey, so that sounds like slashing is an option. What's 22's approach?
I would probably whisper to 8 and 17 that, okay, 8, what about you? You do your social thing, and then I kind of put my hand on my sidearm, and in the sense that I kind of give the look at pointing at the kid's head if, like, we need to get out of here with a hostage.
Yeah, true. Okay, we'll use the kid as a meat shield. Okay, 17. You support.
Cool, but,
Yeah, you take out your biggest guns, and 22. You wheel the kid, keep an eye on him, and a gun, and I'll try to talk us through the lobby. And I assume we have like a car waiting outside still.
You have the van right next to the
Okay.
And
so we're actually making
there.
this a hostage situation now.
Yeah, let's cut it here.
Never overreacting.
Yeah, that's going to be an interesting story to tell. We have 4 minutes until our break, and I would have loved to have a nice scene with you three processing over a noodle or something, but I think we'll instead move over to a nice closing scene with Dylan coming home after this mission. What does your home look like?
It's pretty organized. Dylan is a kind of an organized guy. I guess it goes with the profession a little bit, maybe. He has a sort of a gray cat from the table. It's like a small Formica table. It's an apartment for one. Hops off from the table and greets him, sort of goes past his legs. And he just kind of shakes on and pours himself a drink that he shouldn't be able to afford. Maybe this job gave him a bit of extra cash.
Yep. Your hands are scrubbed clean as they should after a mission, but you feel the amount of hand wash you had to use at the job. What do you do?
It's kind of like almost a Macbeth kind of moment. I'm just kind of scrubbing my hands, and it feels like I'm a medical professional. I know that they're sanitary. The blood's gone. The scrapes are gone. With the any kind of dirt, it feels like they're dirty. At that point, I would probably take out my drawing tablet and start sketching something that I don't share with other people. And that's a satirical webcomic that Torres draws in his spare time, when he has spare time, if there is such a thing, beyond this gig economy and working at the hospital. So he starts drawing 3 panels about the astounding contradiction that is a mercenary sniper / doctor.
Yeah. it starts forming there in front of your eyes, and the time starts to slip away as it does when you're drawing, and we pan out again to the outside, to the night, and to the next days and nights and gigs and everything like that. And let's have a 5-minute break and then debrief about this clusterfuck of a thing. See you in 5. And we are back. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. I don't think we need
Now with
to
extra
use...
cats.
Yeah, no, I don't think we need this view anymore. We can use our real names. And cat. So, the last 20 minutes or so, let's debrief a bit on what was this and how this felt to everyone. We weren't playing the good guys. This was clearly the other side of the track, so to say. So if we want to go in any free order, any ideas, feel free to say. How did it feel? Yeah, Evi.
I love how the systems basically created all these like opportunities for things to just escalate and to cluster fart. As you said it so beautifully, constantly feel that tipping edge of like, we're just here trying to do the mission, and then you're just kind of like seeing the tower start to like tip until it's just...
Yep.
Second, the escalation thing, that was my favorite thing as well. Also, I would say that it's a nice combination of kind of like freeform and structured as well. So like the freeform part, that we don't have skills to shoot and so on, but then we have structure for escalation. We have structure for the state the characters are in, like the psychology of the situation and the kind of the the clutterfuck. So yeah, I like that balance. I think that worked well.
How about you, Taya? Any ideas for first impressions?
So mechanic-wise, I have no comments, but I really, I really like the fact that we were play guys who have multiple shades of gray and colors in them. As my own character, of the fact that I'm struggling with the fact that, I mean, humans die in mission, life is meaningless, except, you know, there's this one person whose life I really want to protect for some reason. So, yeah. I like to have opportunity.
Yeah. So one of the reasons I especially wanted to have a debrief is the like one of the core ideas here is to have how do you say, the political sort of political view or political ideas about the cyberpunk setting, and the two things that we sort of touched on here especially where the gig economy, the application workers, basically mercenaries, hapless mercenaries that get exploited. That you more or less were that also. So even if you have a monthly payment, you're still kind of on the whims of your creators. And then there's the whole sort of subscription or cybernetics as service kind of model where you're paying for monthly subscriptions or something like that to the owners of the cybernetics, so you don't actually own your own body and such. So any ideas on those themes, and what are your thoughts? Silence.
That's definitely the future that I'm afraid of, and I think with, say, the COVID crisis, etc., that's been happening around here, and the China's systems of government and their citizens, and having these kind of like what's it called, like a trust point or something like that, where you're like a good citizen or not. That's I'm afraid that we'll be soon living this kind of horrifying.
Yeah.
And to add to that, I'm thinking about how easy it is to get used to it, I guess, as time goes on. Like I would say 10 years ago, absolutely against kind of any kind of software as subscription. I mean, like now most of my software that I use is subscription based, so you kind of get used to it. So what about when your limbs start being subscription based and you get used to it?
Yeah.
And that's kind of scary.
Yeah, I'll interject here that like one of the touchstones of Cyberpunk is Dead for me when writing it was a story about a person not being able to make I think it was a Bluetooth connection or something to their own pacemaker to get data out of it, because the pacemaker was property of the firm that had created it, and the person using it didn't have the permission to access the data of something that was part of their own body, and that was one of the touchstones when I started writing the game. Evie.
Yeah, the subscription stuff, like especially in Haley's downtime, seeing that hard, and I was like, ramen subscription. Pfft. But then I know the last time I actually like bought food that wasn't kind of like delivered in a kind of like subscription based, or like I ordered online. Like when was the last time I went just shopping in the actual shop? And yeah, future seems terrifying. Also, like things that track your, bodily
Everything.
metrics. Yeah. Uncomfortably close.
Yeah.
And I also wanted to talk about the gig economy, because when we were creating the characters, I kind of ended up going last, and I noticed that Haley and Dylan were, I think, more. This was a kind of like counterbalance. I wanted to create Ramon as someone who's kind of like still bought into the system, or kind of like, still in denial, because they need that denial to believe that they can make it. So in a way, they were also kind of like a tragic fate. But that person who's still like, I can make it, I can hustle it, like just need that lucky break. And it's also kind of like, even though they're super upbeat, kind of like totally underneath it, it's like, it's actually very... Also, I love the hype back as a life coach, Mitch, kind of like debt repayment app. It sounded horrible in my head, and I was like, yes.
Yeah,
That's
it
exactly
was brilliant. I mean, it was horrible, but that
And I'm pretty sure someone looked at the stream and was like, I'm going to make that. Or someone somewhere out there has already made it.
Yep.
Uncomfortably close.
Any other thoughts, ideas, either about the sort of overt themes or any individual tidbits that happened in the game? Or what? Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was a really terrifying moment when we were considering that Dylan might have to, as a doctor, take a shot. Oh, that was beautiful.
Yeah, I agree. I was like, oh, is it gonna be like one of the people that?
Yeah, I
I'm just gonna
considered
slip
it for a
backwards up.
millisecond.
And deals death, and
Mhm.
another.
Yeah, I really like. We didn't touch it on stream, but we sort of had a character creation thing where we talked about the backgrounds of the character, and Dylan was this so deep in medical school debt character that they had to take these sniper jobs because it was something that they could do, but like they didn't have the right connections to move to a proper medic firm like Medicare that took care of the more, how do you say it, lucky individuals or unlucky, since they got shot or other. But yeah, so he had to work at a free clinic and sort of try to do good there. Yeah. Evi.
Yeah, I think Dylan's character was thematically the most interesting. I think in both missions. In the first one, the thing I mentioned, and it's time to use those skills, kind of like in this gig economy, like you've gained these skills, but then you have to use them in an unethical way. It was really just, again, kind of like his character just brought those clashing points so well. So kudos for creating that character.
Well, thanks, and also I wanted to just say, since we moved on to talking about characters,
Yeah.
I thought Ramon's this kind of I could recognize glimpses of the character from like motivational speech. Not going to name names, but I thought of one guy in particular. Sort of this kind of this whole yeah, it's the future, yeah, that kind of thing. Loved it, and also of course the relationship with 17's mother. I'm sorry, what was 17's actual name again?
Haley.
Haley, right? Haley. So Haley's mother, I thought that was so great because that grounds for so many game sessions, just like sort of balancing that, having a mother who has gambling issues and wants a life also, and then just like the fact that they pay separately for the legs. I kind of the trial version of legs, sort of like you can get the 7-day use of the legs for free, and then you have to pay or something. That just like, oh,
Well,
that's gonna be here one day. Like,
Yeah, and I can
you have
also see like
things taken away.
yeah,
It's
exactly.
okay.
yeah, I can also see something like a premium package. So you get your legs and you the normal function is this very like penguin walk, and then if you pay you get like 2 hours of free movement or something like that. And again reflecting on the real world, uh like Tesla cars have these inbuilt battery lives that are just that can be like they can turn a knob and the battery works differently, so it's yeah, it's uncomfortable.
Yeah, planned obsolescence for legs.
Yeah.
I was also thinking with the situation with other kind of like needing the use for legs, and I was starting to think like between this kind of subscription based kind of like essential equipment and ransomware, basically. You're being held ransom for that you need.
Or medical insurance.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah.
Hello to
Yeah.
American viewers.
Yeah.
From the land of socialist healthcare.
Yeah.
At least
Yeah,
for now.
I was just about to come to that, like, at least for now.
Mm.
Let's see how long that lasts.
Yeah.
The future is uncomfortably close.
Yeah. I don't think I've ran like technical playtests of the game. I like this was probably the first one where I really got to explore the themes, and it's more uncomfortable than I thought, and more uncomfortable than I imagined. I was like, okay, well, we'll do some light social commentary, and that's that, and it's worse. Yeah. Any more thoughts? Yeah. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah, I also like the addition of Mr. Owl because that reminds me of. Do you remember the robot dogs? I think it was the I.
Yeah.
And there was this super tragic article way back when because they stopped making them, and they stopped making like well part for them. So then like owners are cannibalizing other dogs so they can keep theirs alive. That was heartbreaking.
That's tragic.
And Mr. Owl reminded me, like Mr. Owl needed the vet reminded me of that.
Oh.
Oh, it's horrible.
Mm. Yeah, I don't know if you can find the article, but
Yeah.
yeah.
That's.
I just remember that being like that gut punch of the dystopian future. What if they stopped making the parts to your favorite pet?
Yeah. That's. Terrifying.
Ending on a happy note.
And ending on a really happy note.
Well, can I just quickly mention that if we want to end on a happier note, was to get into. I think it's sort of short and sweet in terms of the rules and the presentation. I've never played this before. It was very easy to get into. So yes, good for that.
Nice to hear.
I personally didn't find the rules that intelligible, but I trusted you because I know that you're a good game master, and I know you know how to run these stream sessions that you're also explaining to the audience. I'm pretty sure Petri can explain it to me. Like I can see how these systems are interlocking, but like it because I think it's intentionally like a lot of that escalation in a lot of different states. And it's meant to be maybe a little bit overwhelming. It's a lot of cyberware, a lot of noise and brands and numbers. So like I did get a very cyberpunk feeling out of the whole like system sheet. So, but yes, thanks to Petri with playing the game.
Yeah, I also like the system that is quick and easy, straight to the action, and also a really good system for selling. So no one needed to kind of like stop and like let's roll this and that and then we'll roll that, and it kind of stops there. The flow keeps on going. So that's really good.
Yeah, I like as said, this is the first time I've run a proper like with narratives session of this, and I think this is a game that will shine even more in the long run. So the spoilers, no character is getting out of this game alive. It's a death spiral. You either get in debt, So you have to modify your cyber parts or do something else that makes you an enemy of the corporation, or you stress out so much that you decide you don't want to do this anymore and leave, or the team gets too profitable and the company outsources you to some other provider and fires each and every one of you. That's the three outcomes that are waiting for the team. So there's no happy ending. So that's kind of that. I think we could. Yeah, go ahead. You were saying.
Yeah, I was just about to say that I was interested to see if we managed to trigger any of the big snafu. Like, I think we got to it right at the end of the second mission, but I think we got off really lightly. Like, no one got trauma profit and all that. But yeah, I could see how that system again on a even bigger level was just kind of like, okay, the tower starts to tilt.
Yeah. So before we head out, let's go through who we are. Also, hello everyone to this in the chat. There's some chatter there, especially the Laksonen, who has been active lately, and Demonoxious, who commented earlier. If there's someone else in the chat, hello from everyone here. Would be great to hear who is out there listening to us. But let's go through our socials and who we were. I'm Petri. You can find me over at Twitter at Alvan. It's there, my social. And you can find Cyberpunk is Dead over at strangeworlder.itch.io/cyberpunk -is-dead. It's over there. I'm mirrored, so yeah. So let's go through the rest of you. Same order as before. So Taija, who are you?
I'm the I do game design as a living, and as you might have noticed, I'm a crazy cat lady, so that's what you have seen here. I don't really use Twitter. I do have a handle there, but
Yep.
since I don't use it, it's not really useful to anyone to know. So you cannot find me anywhere unless you know me.
Yeah, you should totally get to know Taija.
Yeah, you will get, deafened by my laughter at some point. That's the side effect.
Ooh. Yeah. Then Evi.
Yep. So I'm Evi. You can find me on Twitter under Silliet, so SLLIET, and I talk about narrative design, memes, politics, English and Finnish. If you're interested in following me there.
Okay, and Chris.
Right. So for my English language Twitter, you can find me at FO Inspiration. And for any content I've made, English language content, you can find me on Drive-Thru RPG, Font of Inspiration.
Wonderful. I think that was that. So thank you everyone for watching. This has been really, really fun. And I hope to see all of you the next time we do some sort of actual place. Let's see if we can get the technology working a bit better. I seem to have everyone glitching except myself. So I'll have to work on that. But as said, this is a test.
Genre appropriate.
Yeah, this is a Cyberpunk game and nothing works. So that's great. So, without further ado, bye.